Hi, my name is Otto, and I'm the facilitator of the FemFatale Essentials workshop. It's about self-defense, it's about self-empowerment, and it's about human dynamics. Let me ask you something. When you read an article in the paper about a recent killing in your area, do you get a bit worried about yourself or for your kids maybe? Are you confident you can handle yourself? What will you do, for example, if you walk down the street and you notice someone following you? Do you know what you should do? Now, I've been teaching this stuff for a long time, and people don't know what to do at all. You may have heard certain things like be aware or be confident or stand up for yourself, but if you're like most people, you don't actually know what that means. Do what exactly, when and how. Yeah, so that's what this workshop is about. After this workshop, you're going to know exactly what to do in whatever situation you find yourself in. And not only will you know what to do, but you will know exactly why. The context around that is pretty important, because you need to understand the reasons why you should be responding in a certain way, because that's going to give those things a lot more weight and meaning. Everything will make a lot more sense. Then you'll probably look at self-defense in a different way. Probably ask different questions like, instead of what would I do if I'm walking down the street and I get attacked from behind, you can ask, is there something maybe to diffuse the situation before it becomes an attack? And there probably is. Only most people are very confused about how to actually do that. Or you could ask, could you actually tell if something was going to happen? And if so, could you do something before it becomes dangerous? And the answer to that also usually is absolutely. And this is usually overlooked by most people who become victims. And this alone can make a huge difference to your self-defense abilities. Or you could ask, how do victims get chosen in the first place? And yes, they are chosen. It's not random like the media would have you believe. Don't you think it would be worth knowing these things? See, the reason you don't know these things is because you've been getting mixed messages about how to respond to these situations all your life. Now, the media really only scares you because, they tell you about it happening, a killing or a rape. Maybe throw in that it was a random attack, but they never give you a solution for it, right? What about your parents? They probably told you to, not to trust strangers. But then at the same time, they taught you to be nice and polite, right? Probably also to strangers. So are you confusing your kids now? Probably. Rather than focusing on any single element like fighting techniques or be aware, it's much more important to understand the big picture. The understanding of the big picture of why you should do things and how everything interlinks and fits together is going to have a much bigger impact on your self-defense abilities. Then you're actually going to realize what power you actually have. And everything is going to be much more straightforward and simple. And you will also realize that all of this has everything to do with how you live your life in general. So, most people like to pass on the responsibility for their own safety or well-being really to other people or to outside sources like, your partner maybe, or the police or CCTV cameras. But this is about your part. This is about what you should do. This is about what you can do and what you should do. And this is about your responsibility. So take your power back and learn what you should do with it. This workshop is well worth the time and money for something you should have known all along, but you don't. So I'll see you at the next FemFatale Essentials. Take care.
Huh?